Hello, welcome to the SMAC 2020 fall meet. We've had our first technical difficulty, a little video feed issue that we've had to resolve with a new live link. So this is where session 4 will begin and continue through Saturday. Again, this is a 2020 SMAC fall kickoff. So welcome, and hopefully we start to see some people. We're going to try to get the URL out. So anybody who may be looking at the old URL can join on this new URL. Thank you very much for your patience, and we look forward to session 4 here, getting started with warm-up shortly. Hi, Juliet. This is the audio. Right now, I've had the audio off because we're in between sessions, but since I see that someone is here, if you give me a thumbs up or a good that everyone can hear me out there, then we'll know the audio is working. Again, we had to reset the feed, so it's a new URL. You can access it. Coaches are going to be posting the new URL on social media. And then also, if you go to the SMAC website, people can click on the banner and access the feed. You can also go to the SMAC YouTube page and find the correct link. So the first link that we started with this morning had to be ended. And again, we had to start a new URL. So in case anybody that is on has friends that are trying to get on and cannot access, please tell them to double check the SMAC YouTube page. And they'll be able to click on the correct live feed for this final session of Saturday, session number 4. So far today, I gotta say, it has been a great day. It's great to see the athletes back in the water competing for SMAC again. And what started out with rain and wind and really not a good looking day has brought some sunshine this afternoon. So we are all thankful for that, including the athletes, the parents, the volunteers, and everyone here. I'm going to be silent for a bit. You won't hear a whole lot from me until we get going for session 4. Session 4 is beginning the part of warm-ups. Warm-ups will be conducted in 2 parts so that the kids remain spaced out during warm-ups. First part of warm-up, first group of warm-up is in the water right now, and they will have about 20-25 minutes, and then second group will be in the water, and then we will be underway with session 4. For those of you that are watching right now, just to give you, and maybe if you have not been watching earlier in the day, to give you a little orientation to the camera view that you're seeing, you are looking down at the starting end at the bottom of the screen. The start and finish blocks are at the bottom of your screen. The side near the well is lane 6, and the side of the pool near the white starting tents is lane 1. So again, lane 6 near the diving well, lane 1 near those white starting tents, and the start finish will be at the bottom of your screen. So look forward to having everybody tuning in. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon. For those of you who may have just joined our live feed, welcome to the last session of Saturday. This is session 4. We have had to switch URLs from the feed that was going this morning, so hopefully that doesn't cause anybody any issues. But if you do know somebody who is looking for the correct link, they can find it on the SMAC YouTube site. They can also get it by going to the homepage and clicking on the first banner there. Both of those should lead them to the URL link that you are now watching. So right now, the first group for session 4 is in for warm-up. They will finish their warm-up, and then a second group will get in for warm-up. And then that we will be ready to go with session 4. Couple of orientation points if you have not been watching throughout the day. If you have been watching throughout the day, you've probably heard me say this about 20 times, so apologize for that. But to let everybody know what you're looking at, the bottom of the pool is the starting end and finishing end. The diving well side, or the lane that is closest to the diving well, that is going to be lane 6, and the lane that is closest to the white starting tents, that is going to be your lane 1.
You're in warm-up number 2.
As we get started with the meet, we will let you know in the chat and through the audio what event and what heat is taking place, as well as trying to mention the swimmers that are in the water during that particular heat so that everybody can follow along at home or in your car or wherever you may be watching from today. Our first event of this session is going to be event number 13. This is the 13-year-olds 100-yard freestyle, followed by event 14, 100-yard backstroke, event 15, 100-yard breaststroke, and we will finish off with event 16, the 100 butterfly. I will be back on the audio in a little bit, but while the kids warm up, we're going to take a break from the audio. Warm-up number 1 has 5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes remaining for warm-up number 1, and then these athletes will exit the pool, and the athletes for warm-up number 2 will begin their warm-up.
Please exit the pool toward the parking lot and enter the tennis court on the parking lot. Warm-up number 2 will begin in 5 minutes.
Warm-up number 1 has just wrapped up, and the announcer has made the call for warm-up number 2, which will start in 5 minutes once the athletes clear the pool from warm-up 1. Again, warm-up number 2 about to start in 5 minutes. Athletes in warm-up number 2 are heading to the pool right now, and they will have warm-up until 3:45. And then at 3:45, the pool will be cleared for the beginning of session 4. Welcome to those that may be just joining us. We are in the second warm-up prior to the start of session number 4. If you haven't joined earlier in the day, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We've got a great session with 4 events that will be live streaming, starting off with event number 13. This second warm-up session is slated to end about 3:45, so we'll come back on the air. And during the course of the meet, we will broadcast the numbers as well as utilize the chat to keep everyone up to speed on the event and heat that is running. And we'll also mention the names of the swimmers that are in the pool during the heats so that everyone at home can see who is where. To give everyone who may be new to the live stream today a little bit of pool orientation, at the bottom of your screen is the start finish, where you'll see the athletes starting and finishing. By the diving well side of the pool, the lane closest to the diving well, that's going to be your lane 6, and the lane closest to the white tents and the starter area, that's going to be your lane 1. Okay, streamers. Warm-up number 2 is coming to a conclusion. There's about 4 minutes left in warm-up number 2, and then there is actually a third warm-up for this session. So unlike the other sessions, this one has a third warm-up session. So that third warm-up session will begin as soon as the pool is cleared from warm-up number 2. Session number 3 should be starting by about 3:50. Warm-up number 3 is beginning to make their way into the pool, and these kids have until 4:10 warm-up. Up number 3 is now underway here just before session 4. Session 4 will be kicking off with event number 13, the mixed 13-year-olds 100-yard freestyle. Each one of these events today is going to have 9 heats. Again, each of these 4 events today, freestyle, backstroke, breaststroke, and butterfly. Each one of these events have 9 heats, beginning with event number 13. And warm-up number 3 is in the water. They have till 3:10, or excuse me, 4:10. Welcome to the SMAC 2020 Fall Kickoff. Thanks to those of you out in Cyberland who are streaming along with us this afternoon. This is session 4 for the day. We are finishing up warm-up number 3 at the moment. The athletes are going to be exiting the pool here in the next couple of minutes. And then there'll be a short 5-ish minute break before they begin the first event. First event will be event 13. So a couple of pool orientation items if you have not been streaming with us earlier in the day. So you have your bearings. The bottom of the screen is the starting blocks and where the events will start from. The area by the lane nearest the diving tank is going to be your lane 6. And the lane nearest the starting tent is the white starting tent is going to be your lane 1. Throughout the course of the session, we'll keep you up to speed via audio and in the chat on what event and heat is taking place, as well as trying to call out the names of the kids that are in the water so that everyone has an idea of who is swimming. We hope you enjoy the live stream. And again, thanks for watching. Okay, I just heard the signal from the head official that looks like we're going to go ahead and get started a little bit early. So we'll be ahead of schedule by about 15 minutes right now. Heat 1 and Heat 2 are making their way to the staging area. We're going to be beginning with event number 13, mixed 13-year-olds, 100-yard freestyle. As each heat begins, I will try to mention each lane that the swimmers are in. So apologies in advance if I really mess up anybody's name. And we'll also keep you up to speed on what event and heat it is via the chat box. All right, Heat 1 is making their ways to the blocks. Again, this is 13-year-olds 100-yard freestyle, event 13.
Heat 3 to the staging area. Remember, take your mark.
And session number 4 is underway. Heat 1 is in the water. Lane 2, we've got Olivia. Lane 3, Samuel. And lane 4, Elizabeth. And as in for the finish, looks like lane 2, 103.65.
Thank you, swimmer. Swimmers exit to the parking lot side. Take your mark.
Heat 2 of 9 in the water. Lane 1, Giselle. Lane 2, Catherine. Lane 3, Galen. Lane 4, Catriona. Lane 5, Marcy. Lane 6, Nate. Again, if you happen to be joining us and you're unsure of the orientation, lane 1 is the lane located next to the white starters tent. Lane 6 is going to be your lane next to the well. And as they come into the final few yards, looks like lane 1. Lane 1 is going to finish first, but we had a soft touch on the pad, so not registering on the clock that I can see.
Thank you, swimmers. Please exit the pool.
And behind that looks like lane 3 in a 1:17.94.
Thank you, swimmers. Please exit the pool. Take your mark.
Heat 3 in the water, 100-yard freestyle. Lane 1, Dylan. Lane 2, Charlotte. Lane 3, Xander. Lane 4, Owen. Lane 5, Pablo. Lane 6, Liam. And as they make their way into the finish here, it's going to be lane 6, followed by lane 4. Lane 4 time looks to be 1:07.46. Lane 6 not registered on the clock, but looks like possibly a 1-2.
Thank you, swimmers. Please exit the pool. Lanes 5 and 6 to the staging area.
Pausing in the action, swimmers have stepped down off of the blocks while the starter addresses some technical.
Take your mark.
And heat 4 is often started. Lauren, lane 1. Jeremiah, lane 2. Colin, lane 3. Lucas, lane 4. Anna, lane 5. And Eleanor, lane 6. As they enter the last lap, we've got lanes 2, 3, and 4 battling it out. Lane 3 pushing hard through some goggles that have come off. And lane 2 is to the wall first with a 105.5 by lane 4 with a 106.28.
Freestyle. Swimmers to your block, Mr. Referee.
So basically, it's like one of the person.
Take your mark.
Heat 5, mixed 100-yard freestyle. Griffin, lane 1. Abby, lane 2. Drew, lane 3. Teoman, lane 4. Ivy, lane 5. Abby, lane 6. Excuse me, Addie. Addie in lane 6. And making their way into the wall, lane 5, touching first, followed by lane 1 in a 103.82.
Thank you, swimmers. All right, this is 100-yard freestyle. Swimmers to your block, Mr. Referee.
Oh my gosh.
Take your mark.
All right, heat 6 is underway. We've got lane 1, Allison. Lane 2, Drew. Lane 3, Bella. Lane 4, Omar. Lane 5, Jennifer. and lane 6, Reese. For anybody that may have just joined us, just another reminder of the orientation of what you're looking at. The diving well, the lane closest to the diving well is going to be your lane 6, and the lane closest to the white starting tent is going to be lane 1. And pushing hard on this final 25. We've got lane 1 out in front, coming to a finish in 101.51. Followed closely by lane 4 with a 103.97.
Take your mark.
We've got a call back on the start of Heat 7.
First call for all heats of the 100-yard backstroke. First call for all heats of the 100-yard backstroke.
There you go.
Heat 1 and 2 of the 100-yard backstroke. Please.
All right, we're in Heat 7 back, it looks like. Possibly an early start there. Starters to the athletes a minute here. Get their breath again before they have to do it all over. All right, Heat 7 returning to the blocks. Now they finish their warm-up lap. All right, clean start this time. With that extra warm-up lap under their belt, Heat 7 is underway. Lane 1, we have Odin. Lane 2, Nadia. Lane 3, Will. Lane 4, Lane. Lane 4, Eiley. Lane 5, Eiley. And lane 6, Caitlin. Lane 3 out in a 28.6, slight lead over lane 4, but lane 4 really pushing off that turn to make it a race in the home stretch. And lane 4 with the fingernail touch, 59.33. And lane 3 in second, 59.45.
Heat 8 to the block. Heat 8. Event 13, 100-yard freestyle. Swimmers to your block. Mr. Referee.
Let's go, team! Cecilia!
Take your mark.
Heat 8 of 9 in the water. Jackson, lane 1. TJ, lane 2. Evan, lane 3. Cecilia, lane 4. Cameron, lane 5. Elena, lane 6. As they hit the 50, lane 3 with a 26.26 split. And it looks like it'll be lane 3, bringing it home in a time of 55.05, followed very closely behind in a 58.05, lane 4.
Take your mark.
The final heat 9 in the water for the mixed 100-yard freestyle. We've got lane 1, Kevin, Max in lane 2, Jonah, lane 3, Shaw, lane 4, Ava, lane 5, and August in lane 6. Jonah and Shaw out in front. Lane 3 was at a 24.23 split at the 50. And on the finish, lane 3 touching first with a 51.01, followed by lane 4 with a 54.06. Event 14, mixed 100-yard backstroke. Heat 1 is making their way to the blocks.
Take your mark.
As we begin event 14, this is the mixed 13-year-olds 100-yard backstroke. Starting us off in heat 1, Olivia, lane 2, Nate, lane 3, Marcy, lane 4.
Oh wait, no, I definitely gave.
All right, finishing first to the wall in lane 2 with a time of 1:13.92.
Thank you, swimmers. Please exit the pool. This is heat 2, mixed 13-year-old 100-yard backstroke. Swimmers to your block. Heat 2 to your block. Mr. Referee. Take your mark.
Heat 2 is off. We've got Samuel, lane 1, Giselle, lane 2, Catriona, lane 3, Catherine, lane 4, Liam, lane 5, Elizabeth, lane 6. And here we go. Finish. Lane 5 touching the wall first, followed by lane 6. And it looks like there's a little bit of a scoreboard issue with the readout of lanes 5 and 6. So if you don't hear me calling out the times when someone finishes in lane 5 or 6, it's because we've got a little scored display issue here.
This is Heat 3, Event 14. Take your mark.
Heat 3 with a great start. Galen, lane 1. Pablo, lane 2. Owen, lane 3. Anna, lane 4. Xander, lane 5. And Dylan, lane 6. And the athletes are making their way on the final lap of this 100-yard backstroke. And looks like touching first for this heat. Heat 3 is going to be lane 3 for the time of 1:23.93.
Thank you, swimmers. Please back to the pool. Take your mark.
In Heat 4, we've got lane 1, Griffin, lane 2, Abby, lane 3, Lauren, lane 4, Abby, lane 5, Eleanor, and lane 6, Charlotte. And on the finish, lane 4 was a 1:16.33, followed by lane 2 with a 1:18.05.
This is heat 5 of event 14, mixed 13-year-old 100-yard backstroke. Swimmer to your block, Mr. Referee.
Oh shoot! Not Eileen. Eileen, you don't get first.
Take your mark.
All right, lane 5, SMAC swimmers. Lane 1, Omar. Lane 2, Colin. Lane 3, Jennifer. Lane 4, Toman. Lane 5, Reese. Lane 6, Jeremiah. Really close race as they head down the pool on the third lap between lanes 2, 3, and 4 heading into the turn. Almost dead even between the three of them. Lane 2 starts to pull away a little bit, and on the finish, lane 2, 1:13.94, followed by lane 3 in a 1:14.49.
Yard backstroke. Swimmer to your block, Mr. Referee. Take your mark.
Heat 6 of the 100 backstroke. Starting off in lane 1, Lucas. Lane 2, Odin. Lane 3, Caitlin. Lane 4, Jackson. Lane 5, TJ. And lane 6, Ivy. As they bring it into the 50, pretty tight across the board. Lane 2, first to the wall with a 33.83 split. And as they bring it home on the finish here, lane 4 pushing hard on the finish, and lane 4 is going to get the win of the heat at a 110.84, followed by lane 2 in a 111.24.
Your old 100-yard backstroke. Swimmers to your block. Mr. Referee. Take your mark. This is first call for all heats of the breaststroke. Heats 1 and 2 of the breaststroke. Please come to the sweeping area. Heats 1 and 2. Breaststroke.
All right, competing in heat 7, we've got Lane in lane 1. We've got Bella in lane 2, Elaine in lane 3, Ava in lane 4, Drew in lane 5, and Allison in lane 6. At the wall, our first group of swimmers. Lane 3 touches first with the fastest 50 split at a 34.13. Final push here at the finish. Propel lane 3 to the wall first with a 109.71, followed by lane 6.
Take your mark. All right, if you're in heat 1 or 2 of the breaststroke, you should be in the staging area. Last call for breaststroke.
Heat 8 underway. Lane 1, Nadia. Lane 2, Drew. Lane 3, Evan. Lane 4, Will. Lane 5, Cameron. Lane 6, Ailey. At the 5th, lane 3 with a 31.02 split. And as we head in finish, lane 3, first to the wall with a 103.72, followed by lane 4 with a 107.60.
Thank you, swimmers. Please clear the pool. 13-year-old mixed 100-yard backstroke. Swimmers to your block. Mr. Referee. Take your mark.
All right, final heat of the 100 mixed backstrokes. Max swimmers are off, and in lane 1, Max. Lane 2, Jonah. Lane 3, August. Lane 4, Shaw. Lane 5, Cecilia. And lane 6, Kevin. As they head into the 50, we've got lanes 3 and 4 almost dead even at a 29.56 and a 29.77 split. Lanes 3 and 4 continue on into the third and final turn. Lane 2 making a push, though, right on the last lap, followed by lane 1, also push here on the final lap. Lane 4 pulling away, and we're going to have a finishing time of 101.21 for lane 4, followed by 102.90 for lane 3, excuse me.
Take your mark.
All right, live streamers, we are halfway through session number 4, 13-year-olds, and we are on to event number 15. This is the 100-yard breaststroke. got 9 heats of this event, and kicking us off and racing in the first heat is in lane 2, Elizabeth, lane 3, Samuel, and lane 4, Dylan. All right, we've got lane 2 finishing with a 120.33.
Take your mark. Stand, please. Take your mark.
Heat 2 is underway. Competing 2. We have lane 2, Olivia, lane 3, Nate, lane 4, Marcy, and lane 5, Liam. And coming into the finish, lane 2 with a 128.06, followed by lane 5.
Thank you, swimmers. Please exit the pool. This is heat 3 of event 15, mixed 13-year-old 100-yard breaststroke. Swimmer to your block, Mr. Referee. Take your mark.
Heat 3 competitors in this 100-yard breaststroke event. Lane 1, Catherine. Lane 2, Catriona. Lane 3, Xander. Lane 4, Giselle. Lane 5, Galen. And lane 6, Nadia. Lane 4 making her way to the finish with a finishing time of unknown. And behind her is a tight pack. So let's see who pulls ahead here at the finish. Looks like lane 6 for second place.
Mixed 13-year-old 100-yard breaststroke. Swimmer to your block, Mr. Referee.
No, I called you. I was eating.
Take your mark.
Heat 4 in the water competing, starting in lane 1, Pablo. Lane 2, Abi. Lane 3, Owen. Lane 4, Jeremiah. Lane 5, Lauren. And lane 6, Charlotte. as they make their way here past the final turn and into the last half of the last lap. Looks like lane 4 with a slight edge over lanes 2 and 3. Lane 4 will finish with a 129.15, followed by second in the heat, lane 2, 130.38. Heat number 5, SMAC swimmers. Lane 1, Eiley. Lane 2, Omar. Lane 3, Griffin. Lane 4, Teaman. Lane 5, Reese. Lane 6, Lucas. As they make their way into the final turn, lane 3 looking strong, making that last turn for the home stretch, followed by lane 4. And lane 3 is going to be our first finisher for this heat with a time of 118.92, followed by lane 4 with a 125.50. "100-yard mixed breaststroke in the water, competing lane 1, Colin, lane 2, Odin, lane 3, Ava, lane 4, Ivy, lane 5, Jackson, and lane 6, Anna." As they make their way to the first 50, we've got a close between lanes 2, 3, and 4. Lane 4 with a slight edge and a split of 39.26, maybe 28. Lanes 2, 3, and 4 staying strong. Lane 4 heading into that third turn, pulling away just slightly. And as they make their way in the final few yards here, looks like lane 4 will be touching in the heat, followed very closely by lane 2 with a 123.81. And lane 2 was a 123.89. Very close for second and third there.
Take your mark. This is first call for the 100 butterflies. First call for the 100 butterflies. If you're in heat 1 or 2 of the 100 butterflies, please come to the station.
Heat 7, swimmers in the water. Lane 1, Addie. Lane 2, Drew. Lane 3, TJ. Lane 4, Will. Lane 5, Lane. Lane 6, Cameron. And in case anybody has just joined us and you're not oriented to the pool yet, lane 6 is going to be the side by the diving well, and lane 1 is going to be the lane closest the starter's tent. At the turn, lane 4 with a split of 37-5. All 6 lanes have made that final third turn of the 100 on their way into the finish. Looks like lane 4 out in front, going to touch with a time of 118.21. And that's going to be followed up by lane 6.
Take your mark.
Heat 8 of the 100-yard breaststroke. In the water competing, we have lane 1, August. Lane 2, Kevin. Lane 3, Cecilia. Lane 4, Elena. Lane 5, Kevin. And lane 6, Jennifer. Coming in at the 50, lane 2 with a split of 35-70, followed by lane 3 and lane 1. Swimmers making their way into that third and final turn. Lane 2 continues to be out front, followed by lane 3 and lane 1. But lane 4 with a push here on the final lap. And lane 2 with a touch and a time of 1:15.61, followed by lane 3 with a 1:18.18. These kids are anxious to get going. Up on the blocks before the starter's even ready. All right, in our last heat competing in this event 15, the 100-yard breaststroke, we've got lane 1, Bella, lane 2, Evan, lane 3, Jonah, lane 4, Max, lane 5, Shaw, and lane 6, Allison. In front, coming in at the 50 mark, lane 3 with a split of 30.01, followed closely by lane 4 with a 33.29.
Quick announcement before the 100 butterfly. When you guys swimmers are ready to leave, the exit today is out the parking lot side. So you'll leave from the tennis court up the ramp and into the parking lot.
A few yards of the event, lane 3, finishing in a 1:03.70. And behind him is going to be lane 4 in a 1:09.76. All right, and that's going to conclude for event 15 and the 100 breaststroke. Next up is going to be event number 16, mixed 13-year-olds 100-yard butterfly. This will also be the final event of the session. We have 8 heats in this event.
Mr. Referee.
Kicking us off for event 16, heat 1, we've got competitors Catriona in lane 2, Dylan in lane 3, and Nadia in lane 4. And we have lane 4 finishing in a 117.27, first in that heat. Heat 2 competitors for SMAC. Starting off in lane 2, Teaman. Lane 3, Addie. Lane 4, Elizabeth. And lane 5, Griffin. All right, they've made that final turn into the last lap and heading towards the finish. Lane 4 is going to touch first for this heat in a 116.36, followed by lane 3 in a 120.17.
Take your mark.
Heat 3, 100 mixed butterfly. Lane 1, Anna. Lane 2, Liam. Lane 3, Drew. Lane 4, Eleanor. Lane 5, Xander. And lane 6, Owen. Into the final half of the last lap, lane 2. Heading into the wall first for this heat. with a time of 1:12.97. Followed up second in the heat by lane 3, 1:21.86. Heat 4 is off. And lane 1, Ivy. Lane 2, Lauren. Lane 3, Jeremiah. Lane 4, Jennifer. Lane 5, Lucas. Lane 6, Charlotte. Lane 1 pulling ahead, heading into the third and final turn, followed by the rest of the heat. And lane 1 is first to wall in heat 4 with a time of 1:12.2, followed by lane 4 with a 1:19.51.
Butterfly. Swimmer to your block. Mr. Referee. Hold, please. Wait. There's a piece of paper at the other end. We're going to get out of the water.
Is that number 6?
We have a rogue piece of paper that has fallen victim to the wind here. So just a momentary pause by the officials while they scoop out some paperwork that has been blown into the pool. Mission accomplished.
All All right, one more time. This is Heat 5 of Event 16, mixed 13-year-old 100-yard butterfly. Swimmers to your blocks. Mr. Referee. Take your mark.
All right, streaming audience, you've hung around this long, so hang around for a few more heats here. As we get down to the final 4 heats, we are on heat number 5, 100 butterfly. Competing in lane 1, Colin. Lane 2, Bella. Lane 3, Eiley. Lane 4, Odin. Lane 5, Reese. And lane 6, Lane. Close race as the swimmers come into the 50. Lane 3 with a slight edge at 34.75. Lane 4 right behind at 34.76. Very tight race on that first 50. All the swimmers hanging strong and doing a great job heading into that third turn. Lane 3 with a slight advantage on that turn. Let's see if that helps coming down the home stretch. And lane 3, first to touch in heat 5 with a 1:15.05, followed by lane 4 with a 1:15.74.
Take your mark.
All right, the sun is starting to set fast on the activities here in day 1 of this meet, but not before these athletes take to the pool for heat 6. Omar, lane 1, Caitlin, lane 2, Allison, lane 3, Avi, lane 4, Kevin, lane 5, and TJ, lane 6. As we head into the first 50, looks like lane 5 with a slight advantage over lane 3. Low 32 split. And as they come down the home stretch on the final lap, looks like lane 5 is going to hold on to finish first in the heat. Lane 5 finishing first in the heat, followed by lane 3. Lane 3 in a time of 1:11.00.
Thank you, swimmers. Please exit the pool.
Two heats in this session number 4 coming up. Heat 7 of 8.
This is heat 7 of event 16, mixed 13-year-old 100-yard butterfly. Swimmers to your block, Mr. Referee. Swimmers, relax, please.
All right, we got a pause in the action by the starter. Heat 7 is waiting behind their blocks, anxiously ready to dive in and set some amazing times. All right, Heat 7 up on the blocks.
Take your mark.
All right, these 6 athletes are ready to race, and they are off in Heat 7 with lane 1, Jackson, lane 2, Drew, lane 3, Cameron, lane 4, Ava, lane 5, August, lane 6, Evan. All right, coming in at the 50, we've got 6, slightly ahead of lane 3. Lane 3 posted a 30.99 split. Splits for lanes 5 and 6 are not registering on the board, so that's why you don't hear me calling out those final times or those splits. And in the home stretch, after the third turn, they're heading down the final lap. We've got lane 6 and lane 3 battling it out. And according to the clock, we've got lane 6 as the winner of the heat, followed by lane 3 with a 106.92.
Year-old 100-yard butterfly. Swimmers to your block, Mr. Referee.
All right, this is the 8th and final heat of the day. Final heat of the session, final heat of the day. Thanks for those of you that have watched along with us today. Heat 8, up on the blocks.
Take your mark.
All right, competing in this final heat of the day and bringing us home, lane 1, Will. Lane 2, Max. Lane 3, Shaw. Lane 4, Jonah. Lane 5, Cecilia. Lane 6, Elena. And as they head into the first 50, we've got lanes 3 and 4 battling it out. Lane 4 with a 27.13, followed by lane 2 with a 27.77. Some very close swims here to finish us off for the night. We've also got lanes 1 and 2 kind of battling it out, and lane 5 trying to in there for that third place position. Off the wall, lane 3 and lane 4 are neck and neck. Lane 3, slight advantage with a 59.94 and a first place touch, followed by 4 in second place with a 1 minute .74. Strong finish to all the swimmers in that event, and a great day for all the SMAC swimmers that were out here today. So that wraps up the live stream and the Saturday activities here. The live stream will be back on Sunday, so tune in, check it out. Watch your friends, watch your teammates, cheer them on from home. We hope that you enjoyed the live stream. Great job by our athletes today. Great job by our volunteers and our coaches and everyone adhering to all of the safety protocols in order to put this event on. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.